Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Retro Pioneers podcast. Guys, we're excited today. We got an episode of Retro Talk. We're not interviewing anybody today. We're going around the panel talking to all the hosts, the whole fam here at the podcast channel to kind of, figure out what got you started in retro gaming. We're going to bring up some of those old nostalgic memories, talk about games, consoles, moods, moments, family. It's going to be awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, how you doing? Nancy, how are you doing?
Good, I'm good. I'm having a good Sunday. How y'all doing?
Doing great.
Having a good Sunday too.
Yeah,
It's
good Sunday.
good.
How's the weather
Besides
for you
working,
guys on the East Coast right now?
it's not good.
Not
It's been
good?
a little yucky this past week. It's been raining constantly, just
I
every
do
So,
day.
enjoy the word yucky.
so I do want to say this. I drive local. I drive for a produce company
Yeah.
locally,
Oh, yeah.
and my day is centered around me being out there in the rain.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm I'm excited. I'm ecstatic to be at home right now.
I
I
thought you were
can
trying to
only
pull for me like, so
imagine.
guys, give me some sympathy. I need this
Lend me your energy.
on that wet road. I'm glad to be in the house talking about some games. That is what's up. But guys, tell me been going on with you, Miss Nate. What have you been playing? Anything interesting? Anything noteworthy? Anything just fun? What's going on?
I actually just dove into Coral Island. I just
Oh,
got it.
nice. Okay.
I've been wanting to play that game since it came out, but I waited until they did a couple of updates on it before I got into it. So I'm just scratching the surface. I haven't even like completed the first mission yet, but I plan to dive into it more when I got some free time. I'm excited though. Yeah.
That's perfect. Mr. Justin, what you been on? Have you been on that your handheld lately? Playing
Oh
in your
no,
retro handheld?
no, I put it down because I lost one of the thumbsticks.
Oh
But
no!
I'm gonna have to buy one on Amazon
Oh
to
no!
replace it. No, what I was gonna actually do after we get done with the show today, since I'm off tomorrow,
Oh, nice.
I was gonna get into some, um, what's that game? It's the Midnight,
South of Midnight. Yes.
South of Midnight. Yes, I was gonna play that tonight,
Yeah.
and I might beat it tonight.
Dude, great game. Yeah, it's a short game. It's a short game. I should beat it myself soon. I'm like more than a quarter of the way through. It's just I get distracted by all the shinies. There's so much to, and so, but I never uninstall stuff, so it's just right there, sitting in my queue, ready to play again. It's definitely a game you're gonna have to play over and over again and kind of do a
Mm.
double take on.
What
Absolutely.
about you?
Man, gosh, I've been playing. Been getting into Oblivion, the remaster, since I Game Pass has been hitting this spring. Gosh, Game Pass is firing on all cylinders right now. We've had South of Midnight, the Oblivion remastered. We got Doom Eternal is now out, which I need to download that. Also, I could also play Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which our boy Rorschach was shouting out.
Yeah,
I mean, all that's on Game Pass right now. It's like
yeah, I went ahead and spent that $20 to renew mine, so I'm about to try to play something tonight.
there's a lot of stuff on Game Pass right now, so it's really worth it if you signed up. Even if you do one of just the 3 month, play a couple games and get off. That's what's up. But moving on from what we've been doing, let's go into that beautiful, beautiful retro nostalgia. Guys, close your eyes. Remember when you were young? What were you playing? What was the air? What did the air smell like in the room? What was Grandma cooking on the stove? Were the chitlins ready?
No,
No, my sister used to cook chitlins. I
oh
was
no,
young. I was real
don't
young.
eat those. No,
Yeah, no, I don't touch chitlins.
how
Right.
your house thinking, man?
For those of y'all who don't know, maybe some of our palm color viewers, that's a those are pig intestines. That's what that is, and you cook them up. You know what I mean? Barbecue them
With some
all.
hot sauce.
Yeah, hot sauce and all the seasonings, all of the seasonings. Anyway, Miss Nate, why don't you tell us? Think about a console or any consoles retro that kind of got you going. Any memories coming to you?
So, trying to think back. Probably the first console I played on was the original Nintendo. I don't know. Please help me.
The
Nintendo.
NES,
Yeah, so
the NES, Nintendo Entertainment
thing.
System.
Yeah, so I remember playing Mario, I remember playing Duck Hunt, Yoshi's Cookie. I'm really trying to like dig deep.
You took it
Yeah.
back, Yoshi
Yeah,
Cookie.
I was really trying to dig deep to think about like I remember more so like the going to the arcades and playing the arcade games
Yeah.
more than I remember really playing on the actual console. So it was like a lot of Time Crisis, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
What was
something
the
I want to
arcade?
ask. Something I want to ask about the arcade though, before
Okay.
we go farther. So, what was that feel for you getting in that chair? Well, Time Crisis, you didn't get on the chair. You
Yeah,
you
You
no.
just
Yeah, yeah,
with the
yeah.
pop
little
up and just shoot.
pistol, yeah.
What was your like the feeling that you can remember when you got in there and you actually just saw shooting things?
It was a whole
Well, as far as
experience.
Time Crisis goes, like when it comes to me and shooting games, I'm the same like across the board. It's very I'm aggressive, I'm loud, um, and I have fun. So it doesn't matter what shooting game it is. It's the same across the board. I just remember just being excited. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna beat it this time, and because when you get to those certain bosses, and there, it just as a kid, it's hard, but
Mhm.
like coming back and like playing it as an adult, it's like, okay, this wasn't that bad. I was struggling with this so hard.
Right?
But it's just like the feelings of just like, oh my gosh, like we get to do this again, and then having, oh my gosh, having a pocket full of quarters, so you know you're gonna be able to like play it over and over and over again until you do beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I want to dive into that memory a little bit. So, like, what was the name of the mall that you went to? What was the name of the arcade? You remember?
Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. I don't even think it's open anymore. It's my hometown. I
Yeah,
think it
none of
was
them are
like
open anymore. But
Westridge Mall, and well, that wasn't exactly the arcade. So it was like more
it's
so,
not pass or fail. Don't worry.
yeah,
We don't know. We'll believe you.
right, yeah. Don't look it up. Do not Google it. That might be a liar, but yeah, I think they had an arcade there. So if my grandma had to go shopping or my mom took us to the mall or something, we would always ask to go to the arcade. Can we go in the arcade or go into the laundromats asking for quarters? Just give me $1. Just give me $1. Like I won't ask for anything else. I just want $1. I'm gonna spend 25 on those little like toy machines, and then I'm
Mhm.
gonna spend the rest of the three quarters on these
Yeah, you
Playing
got to
arcade
get a
game.
games.
plushie or one of the figures,
Exactly.
man.
Yeah, yeah. Good times.
Good times. My local arcade was it was called Tilt, and it was at Montgomery Mall. It was gosh, all those old. You go and put your quarter up on the thing up there, so you call next for like the
Yep.
fighting games. People will be waiting in line for the old or was it 5-person X-Men game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that I feel like at different times, different games were more popular than others. If your arcade got the fresh box of Street Fighter Alpha, everyone's losing their minds. Or if they got that new Daytona 500 seats,
Yeah.
the new seats, people are like,
Oh
oh, I
my
got to get the new
gosh.
Daytona.
Yes.
Arcade was such a wild experience. We've been taking dance lessons recently for the our wedding, and there's actually an arcade up on our way up there. I'm like, we have to stop in there one day. I gotta like take some pictures and
Exactly,
like
right? You
log
don't see
this.
these every day.
Yeah, I might have to do a little video and we can, play it or something,
Absolutely. You should.
That would be wonderful.
right?
Yeah,
Mr.
absolutely.
Justin, though, what about you? Are any arcade memories or early console memories?
Buddy, when I tell you I got so many memories, but I'm gonna break it down to you real
Yeah.
small because we don't have time. But
He's got a
one of
whole
my
index.
favorite memories is being in daycare, right? It would be me, my sister, and I think my younger sister too. At this daycare, they had two sections, right? They had a Sega Genesis section and they
Mhm.
had a Super Nintendo section. Most kids would want to be on the Super Nintendo section because of Donkey Kong Country,
Right.
right? The Sega section would be like the Mortal Kombat, which I don't know why they would have that at a daycare, but
Well,
hey,
what was this like? Is this like third grade daycare or
so
fifth grade daycare?
I think fifth grade daycare
Okay.
for me.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
everybody else, it was
Yeah.
toddlers in there too. Well,
Elementary school daycare.
yeah, it was just
Wait to get
somewhere
to
my
middle
mama could just
school.
throw us when
Yeah.
when we got out of school. But it was
Yeah.
just the fun memory just came from seeing someone can't beat a level, and you be like, "Look, man, let me try it. I think I figured out something while watching you play." You
Yeah.
know, and you actually pull off what you were thinking. Like that was kind of an interaction where it was needed, especially for kids,
Yeah.
and it's like it's great that retro games can do that. It won't do that now unless you're like in the house full of kids or your buddies come
Well,
over to the house.
if your daycare has, a Switch or an Xbox or a PlayStation, they have some, they got Ratchet and Clank on there. They got the kid-friendly games, and there's lots of kid-friendly stuff now. There's just, whew, my goodness gracious, that's a great experience. That's like a nice playground experience. I went to daycare too. We never had any consoles in my daycare.
Yeah, I
Um,
was I was in one of them uppity daycares, bro.
I'm gonna say you were doing well in your daycare. I mean,
Yo,
we
they
had
man, when I tell you,
we had new soccer balls, but golly,
yo, man, we had it all at that daycare, bro. I didn't want to go home, to be honest with you. And
I
the
don't
crazy
blame you.
part is, y'all, the daycare that I went to, it was like my apartment complex, right? It was right in front of
Lovely
the
take.
apartment complex. So soon as we get like they'll pick us up from school if we're running late, like we end up missing the bus or whatever, they'll come pick us up and then they'll bring us to the daycare. But it's like it's right in front of our apartment.
Yeah,
I can walk home.
yeah.
But it's just that time of being a child, man, playing all these different 16-byte games, man. And then also like how
Oh, the
y'all were
two-bit.
just referring, yeah, bit, just going to the mall, South Lake Mall, by the way, they used to have a arcade, like a huge arcade, like a main event type thing,
Yeah.
right? And their arcade was, if I can remember, it wasn't that much. It was like, I think kind of free in a way, but you had to pay for like
I mean,
it
you didn't have
wasn't
to pay to
tokens.
play the games.
No, but you had to pay for like a little card to be able to use it to play the
Oh, so it was just like an
arcades.
early Dave and Buster's system.
Yeah,
A little
yeah,
cash card. Gotcha.
and they got rid of all that. So,
Yeah. Wow. See, man, your daycare. I remember like wrestling kids and having people in headlocks and things like
we
that.
did that too. You didn't pass up that controller. You got in the headlock.
Man, see now, since I'm a little older than you young folk over here, I got a lot of memories of retro consoles. Now, I was a little too young to really remember playing the Atari. We had an Atari. For me, it was all like so many Nintendo memories of the basic Nintendo system, blowing on the cartridge. That was all day. Even at one time near the end of the Nintendo lifespan, I somehow managed to have the Power Glove. I don't even remember what game I was playing on the Power Glove, but I remember I think it was Punch Out, I guess.
Yeah,
But gosh,
I think Punch Out was the
I
only
did
game
enjoy
that
that.
worked with it.
Yeah, I did enjoy that Power Glove, man. But it's just that Nintendo system was just wild. It just having be able to put a game in, play, have some fun, do some Mario. I don't know if I ever beat Mario. For me, the really system after that was the Super NES. Going into 64-bit, that was when I actually finally started beating games. That was when Street Fighter really started taking over. Super Metroid became really the first side-scrolling game that I went all the way through. And that was a game that I started playing. I loved it, but I put it down. Then a friend from across the street kind of showed me how to really play, and I was like, oh, okay. And then from there, I was,
Great game, by the way.
yeah, once he showed me like what to really do, I was like, oh, I just kind of wasn't coming at it from the right angle. Then I just didn't put it down, beat it, and I was like, wow, that was the first game I really beat. It was just crazy. Going from 16 to 32, then to the 64 was mind blowing. The colors and everything, what they were able to do, the speed, just insane.
So let me ask y'all this, right? Have y'all ever played the 64?
Nintendo 64. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so.
Do you remember what game you ever played on it and beat?
I didn't have a 64. I rented a 64 from Blockbuster. Like the
Oh
first month
man,
they came out, you could rent consoles, and it was
good times.
crazy. Yeah, it was.
And it was mad cheap too.
It wasn't that expensive to go and rent the game. I played Mario 64, and then that inspired my friend down the street to buy one. So once he bought one, then we just went down the street and played at his. And I think I've told this story before, but I used to get so upset because when we would play GoldenEye, like I was in the game, but I just wasn't good because little did I know I'm an inverted player. I need to play inverted. None of my
Mm.
friends ever thought to ask me that or think. I didn't even know it was an option. Every now and then I would be getting kind of good, and then I just would suck.
Hey, look, what game I remember playing on? I played a lot of games on the N64, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the one game that stood out to me the most, of course, you would think it would be Super Mario 64, but it was Turok.
Turok. Oh, man.
Look, when I tell you that game kept me in the house for so long, I didn't even see daylight because I was playing that game. So I used to want to hurry up and get off the school bus to run and play that game. And then I'm not too familiar if they had like save in a little pack thing, Rumble Pack
The robot.
that
Yeah,
used.
yeah.
I don't know if you was able to save your games on that or not. So people don't come after me for saying that. But I used to, you know, put the game, turn the TV off, have the game on, go to school, come back home, turn the TV on, play again. Just so I can beat that game. When I beat that game as a child, bro, I felt like I conquered the world.
Yeah, you
'Cause
walk
that
in
was
with
a
a little bit of
hard
pep in
game.
your step the next day, kind of get a little strut going.
Yeah.
Man, you know they're doing a Turok remake, not remake, but it's being relaunched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't see the trailer?
But you talking about for
No, a brand new Turok. They're doing it's not. I mean, it's not a remake. It's just they're relaunching. It's getting a
but it's
fresh new
just gonna
game,
make it like a up to date graphics or something like that.
a brand new Turok game. So it's a it's they I think at the Game Awards they had a trailer. It's a nice
Hmm.
show. You
Okay.
should check it out.
So
Yeah.
so let me ask you this: is it coming to all platforms or
Yeah,
just okay?
dude, it's a nice trailer. The graphics, I think it's on Unreal 5. It looks
Okay.
really good. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm hyped. I think it was because yeah, it was definitely the Game Awards because when
Yeah.
Intergalactic um, was announced.
It might get my money, man, because I made my mind up.
Yeah.
Not to get off topic, but I made my mind up
Hmm.
that I wasn't going to buy any more games after, you
This year.
know, not even this year, bro. After this week, like I was just going to just cut the plug, bro, and just
On
play
gaming?
my retro game. Not in general, gaming in general, but just the new modern stuff. I was just gonna leave it alone, man. If I see it, it's gonna have to be my nephews playing it or something.
You still
But
got
for
5 hours. So
it,
you
yeah, I'm gonna
still
have to
got you
beat.
got you got 5 hours to fit some
No, I'm just talking. I'm just
games.
talking. I'm just talking. But no, I really have been in that state. Like I don't know if it's depression or something, where you don't want to buy something. Like you spend all your hard-earned money, like we always talk about in these games, and it's just I don't want to buy something that I don't know of. So if that Turok game come out, I would probably spend my money on it because I know of it. But like anything like new outside of the box that I'd never heard of, oh, you ain't getting my money. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay up on those trailers. Yeah, but check that Turok trailer after the show.
Okay.
It's a banger. It's a
Okay, I
very
will.
yeah. So guys, let's move on to maybe some specific games, and these can be just any old game. Just what games kind of give you some good nostalgic feelings and make you smile. Miss Nancy, what games do you remember? Just give you some nostalgia.
So the games that I remember, the ones that I could say that I like played religiously was GameCube, Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, PlayStation, maybe PlayStation 2 was the Odds World.
Hmm.
That was a staple.
Yeah,
Spyro.
Okay, okay.
Spyro. Talk about Spyro. I know Spyro's a lot of people's old school classic game.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good game. It is
So
such a
have you played the recent one? The up to date versions of those?
no.
Nate T, you gotta do you gotta do yourself a favor and do it.
Yeah.
Like you gotta play those. If you're a Spyro lover, if you love the
Yeah.
old Spyro game, you will definitely love that that Spyro's Respark trilogy or something like that.
Okay, I'm about to check
Yeah,
it out. I'm definitely
please
because
do.
that was
You'll
that was
love
such a staple, especially among my sisters. We was always playing this. Like, okay, when you die, like you gotta pass the
That's
controller.
the controller.
Yep.
it. You die, don't go past go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, a lot of good ones for sure.
Okay, okay. What about you, Byron?
Man, like I said, Super Metroid really, really hit hard for me.
It's on Game Pass too.
Yeah, it's Spyro's on Game Pass. Yes, it is. For me, I just one of the reasons why Super Metroid hit so hard was just because number one, the graphics looked great. It was just a bright, colorful, sharp sci-fi game. You were in like this cool mech suit. You also were, it was also you were it was cool. It was different. You weren't just a dude. You were a girl in a mech suit, which is like, oh wow, that's a little different. And it just had great music. Metroid had some awesome, some of that great uh 64-bit music that just that sci-fi style.
Mm-hmm.
And it told a great story. It was like it's one of those things that I'm surprised. I'm sure people have been pitching in here how it would make great for a Netflix series to
Yeah.
do, a girl in Samus being in Samus suit, sci-fi, um, because it's an action tale. It's just her kind of in these corridors having to survive and figure out, what's going on. Gosh, that'd be a really good show, actually.
Yeah. You need
Like
picture.
that would be a really good show. And then, like I said, beating a game for the first time that was really challenging, something that I'd put down. Good friend from across the street. Shout out to my old buddy Andrew Vianis, by the way. um, it just was, man. It checked all those boxes: sci-fi, side-scrolling, great graphics, friend interaction, then beating it, like all the just great the stuff you want, in
Okay.
video
Okay.
games.
Look, mine's gonna be Super Nintendo as well, but mine is Link into the Past, Zelda.
Yeah.
I love that game to death, and it's to the point where, like as you mentioned, for what it was at that particular time was amazing. You know what I'm saying. To the point where it had so much to offer for it to be such a small game. Like if you look at how big that those games was, like Super Metro, for example, it
Mm.
had so much in it.
Yeah.
You would think, oh man, you could fit this. It's probably like a big side disk that you got to use for it. No, it's really like a couple of megabytes
Yeah, the games
of
they're less than a gig.
size. Yeah, and they had all that stuff in it, so it just shows the capacity of actual full games back then, and to what it is now. Got to download what 150 gigabytes worth of data for a game that's not finished.
Yeah.
So yeah, Link to the Past was everything to me, and and Pokemon. I used to love the Pokemon games. So yeah,
Nice.
You know what game just popped in my head that I remember playing on the arcade machines at the laundromat in specific?
what's
I
that?
can't remember the name of it, but you're in space and it's like it's a side to side and you're like shooting the
You talking about Galaga?
Yeah, Galaga.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I loved playing that game. So like I would go through so many quarters just trying to beat
Yeah.
that game.
That's a
Didn't get far
classic.
ever, but
That's
yeah.
up there with
Yes,
Pac-Man.
yes.
That's one of the classic retro, games. That's a sci-fi masterpiece. Just
Yeah.
getting the
Yeah, I love
power-ups.
Galaga.
The 5-wave blast.
My gosh, yep. That was the goal. That was the
Yeah.
goal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Insanity. It's funny. Those games are those games that have these crazy world records of where people go through in one run and just get these, 20 million score.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, yeah, Galaga.
yeah.
Wild, wild. That's also that in Avengers 1 when Tony Stark is on the helicarrier and he's up there pretending to be Nick Fury and he goes, "That man's playing Galaga."
Yeah, man, so much reference in these movies, man. You just
Yeah.
gotta be a fan already to get to actually get it at that particular time.
Well,
But
I'm glad you
yeah.
brought up movies real quick. Have you guys seen Ready Player One?
Oh yeah, I love it.
That's a
Not yet.
great video game movie, man. I really like that movie way more than I was expecting to. When I went and saw the
What
movie in
about
the theater, I
what
just
about that
couldn't.
Garo scene?
The Goro scene? Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah. Yeah. Nate, you got to see it. You got to see Ready Player One. It's just a fun.
When you say Goro, I'm like, wait, maybe I have seen it.
Yeah, because
Or maybe I've seen like a clip of it. I don't think I've actually seen it though.
yeah,
You
Garo's
gotta
in
watch
Ready
it.
Player One.
It's
Okay.
on Disney Plus, and I think maybe something else too.
Okay.
It's probably also on YouTube too. You know, it might be on there with ads. But man, just a great. They're supposed to be doing a second one, but that game
I
hit
hope not.
all the video. Well, I think there's a second book, so there's going.
Yeah, it's a second book, but why I say they should not only because of the gap of
long. It's been a while.
like how they made the first one. Like the first, when did the first one come out?
Dude, the first one came out before the pandemic. First one was like
like 2016.
might have been like right at the end of 2019, I think.
2019. Okay, so where we at now, it's too far for them to like the actor is older. I'm not gonna say old, but older. So it'll kind of have to be center. Like they don't get me wrong, they probably pull it off, right? Because they don't have to necessarily go. This what happened after the day after.
Use the gap to their advantage.
Okay, yeah,
they can be like 6 years later
because he won. That
is true.
You know, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory theme,
right?
So I kind of wonder how that gonna play off because I didn't read the second book. I read the first one, but I didn't read the second.
Wow. Well, Spielberg, get it done.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what's up, man. Definitely watch that Turok video. That's gonna be real cool. Gosh, what are you guys excited for in terms of, you know, what are you looking forward to playing that's coming up? Like you said, you know, you haven't really been dabbling too much in modern games, Justin, but are any retro titles or indie titles that are looking up your alley?
As of right now, no. I'm actually kind of excited that you mentioned Turok to me.
Yeah.
But far as I think I'm at a point right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go through my backlog.
Yeah.
And kind of, you know, catch up. Because I don't get me wrong, Byron. Yeah. I had fun playing my retro games.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of a little, you know, I got a little time on my hand now. I can go back and modern games.
Get into your backlog.
Not any more modern games.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Game you should check out that it's on Steam and I have it. It's only $20. Imperial.
Yeah.
You might like it.
Yeah, I heard of it.
It's kind of it looks a little bit retro and it's kind of got a retro style to it. But it's like action, kind of an action game, create your own character. It's pretty cool.
Okay, you might check it out
because it gives you that kind of retro feel. Miss Nate, what about yourself? What are you looking forward to playing? Anything coming up? Or
the answer every time until it comes out is gonna be Borderlands.
Borderlands.
Yeah, every time. Yes.
Borderlands 4 looks good.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
That trailer looks really good. I didn't play 3. I wanted to buy Tiny Tina's Wonderland, but it just, like I said, the other shinies took my attention. I really wanted to get it.
Don't even get it.
I was gonna say I didn't play it. I didn't see too much hype about it.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. But man, 4 looks really good.
So
it looks very promising.
Yeah,
the graphical upgrade looks nice. It looks brighter and clearer. And man, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna be getting 4, and it's coming out this year, right?
Yeah, September 12th, I think, somewhere around there.
See, Nate, making me want to go buy a game, man.
You know,
okay. It better come to Game Pass.
Yeah,
we should all get Borderlands and play it and stream it.
We should. Oh my god.
Yeah, most definitely.
Do a co-stream and put everyone
right there, man. Let's advertise our Discord.
Yeah.
Don't forget, guys. Actually, don't forget to like and subscribe. We should be reminding you all. Oh yeah, Justin, you can put a little pop-up in there too, in the little text throughout there.
Oh dang, I'm gonna make it happen next episode.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Yeah, I mean, we have our Discord. Don't forget our Discord, our Insta, our Facebook, our Threads. We should start doing some co-streams. You know. Because I know, what could we play together? We could do Fortnite together.
Yeah.
We could do, I'm trying to get y'all on Helldivers.
I suck.
We could do Helldivers.
Okay. I've wanted to try Helldivers, so I'm down for that, for sure.
We could do Helldivers.
Make a date and I go buy it for y'all.
Just expense
I go buy it for y'all.
Just expense it to, something.
Retro Pioneers.
Yeah, exactly. That or, some side show business you got going on.
Okay.
I know you're a man of many businesses.
Oh, yes, I am. Trying to be. But
Definitely.
so something I want to kind of throw out there for y'all,
Mhm.
right? And I want both of y'all opinion, right? What do y'all feel as like at this particular moment? How do y'all feel as gamers?
Mhm. In what way?
Far as what y'all dislikes and what y'all likes about being a gamer? Because right now we live in a society where they feel you're too old to be playing games, or games suck. You wasting your time. You should be out there making money. It's like because obviously gamers making way more money than people who got 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the influencer world is shaking up everyone's reality. Gosh, I listen. All the people I know, that's been a new trend on social media for people, especially men. Like I was talking to Destiny yesterday. Men, we love to hate on everything. It's like men are the number one haters in the whole planet. It's like, golly,
Yeah.
hating wouldn't be a thing if men didn't hate. But all the people who are hating on people who are playing games in their 30s, shout out to 40-year-old gamers. It's like, guys, listen, it's all screen time. Whether you're on your screen looking at music videos, downloading Spotify songs, you're watching sports, you're watching, uh, you know, television shows. If you're on a screen, you're on a screen and you're using it for entertainment. That's your time. Like people judging video games just because I have a controller. What if I was just watching 2 hours of Premier League soccer? What's the difference? Like I'd be sitting there with my arms folded, still doing this. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And so that it's all clout chasing and people trying to virtue signal over dumb stuff. You know what I mean? It's just another one of those social media trends where people want to have a hot take and who has the
Yeah.
hottest take on, something. Because it's like people when they hate on you when you're reading comics. I'm like, guys, who people who write comics are adults. They're not it's not like 18-year-olds are writing these comics and there's it's like all these things are made by adults and they're, produced for different groups. So you find the ones that are enjoyable for your age group and just have fun. Like stop the hating. So I'm gonna keep using it for entertainment and
Okay. What about you, Nate?
I have to agree with one of Chris's comments that he just left. It was
Which one?
the games not being fully finished. I would say that one, because never again will I ever spend my good money on a game that's not finished. That's exactly why I waited for Coral Island, but I'm referring to Enzoi. Like they didn't finish the game, but they released it. Now we spent this money, and now we're waiting on them to release things that we were hoping were already in the game. So yeah, I would say that's definitely annoying. It's frustrating. It's like,
See?
now I gave you my money and now I have to wait on you some more. I already waited on you to release the
Hmm?
game and now I gotta wait on you to update it, upgrade it, and make it worth my $40.
That where that depression come in, man. When I'm telling you about how they making us kind of regret buying their product
Yeah,
and it's not
exactly.
finished,
Yep.
like it
Yeah.
can't happen.
Yeah.
It can't. But
the thing
go,
about
go ahead, bro.
the thing I was just really quickly, the thing about that is just the gaming industry is bigger than it ever has been, and I think a lot of people just forget, because it's so easy to consume gaming media and to have your eyes on so many games, so it makes people feel like they need to be playing all of those games. And I think some people need to step back and go, look, just play what you really, really want.
Yeah.
Research the games, look at them all, go and look at the things. But if you're not, you can't play all the games that IGN plays or that all your favorite creator plays because they're getting sent copies. They're making money to
Yeah.
do that. So you don't have to do that. Just pick your games, pick and choose the ones that you want to spend your hard-earned money on, the ones that really speak to your style and flair and the time you can use, and just get those. If they come around on Game Pass later, play them 2 years later. But I think people think that they need to, like when they see Kind of Funny is playing all the new games, I got to play that game too, and I got to comment on the video.
It's a trend thing at that point.
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly. Yeah.
That would killing. I always say this about everything though. Social media killed everything.
That could change the vibe.
So
Yeah, definitely.
everything has to be evolve around social media at this point. So it's like you don't have the mindset anymore. Well, not us, but obviously some people don't have the mindsets of making up their own mind on what they want to play. They
Hmm.
have to let someone else tell them. And that right there alone shows the where we at right now in society as human beings. Like, and it's to the point where it's kind of disgusting, man, in a way, because it's like you should feel free to do whatever you want to do, far as playing whatever game you want to play.
Mhm.
Like, for example, right? I was mentioning to one of my friends that I was gonna go back and play a old 360 game, right? Bro, why you playing that old game, man? The graphics bad, and man, play the new game. Bro, I can play whatever I want to play. I bought the game, so I could I should be able to do what I want to do and not get criticized about how old the game is or whatever the case may be. So that little gray area right there is what kind of makes you kind of dislike gaming. It's not as far as the actual games,
Mhm.
it's the community.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Game more people in gaming, that means more jerks,
Yeah.
and those jerks usually be the ones sleeping on their mother's couch.
right?
I always got something to say, but it just, you want to be able to just something I realized when starting this, right? That there's different aspects of the community where, like you mentioned, you got jerks and you got actual genuine people who's standing for just what it is gaming. So it's just to the point where on this journey of us starting this podcast and where it's at now, you meet cool individuals who really love games to the point where they die hard fans, right? And you also got creeps and jerks who don't have nothing to do but hate on everything you do far as gaming. If you don't like a certain thing, just don't watch it or just don't indulge in it. So it's just somewhat of the community is cool, somewhat of the community is bad. And that's kind of where I kind of came to the conclusion where I don't really like, newer games because for one, it's not finished.
Sometimes the community
Two,
turns you off.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, most definitely.
That's the unfortunate side of growth, man. When things grow, it brings more people in. The ceiling gets raised for what's tolerated in the community, and yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Yeah. Well, let's flip it on the script though. Are there any, Nate, are there any gaming communities that you remember really embracing you as you were coming up through your gaming ranks? Old, new, current? Any communities you remember like, man, that was a really nice community there of people. It's just, community can be 4 or 5 people, just a small little clique.
I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of any like particular communities based
The Threads
around
community.
specific. Yeah, I was gonna say like I would have to say like just the different people I've met and
Mhm.
have like put into my own personal Discord, just like friends I've made over the course of this last year in the gaming industry. Like they have been great. They have been amazing people because we can go and hang out in Discord literally all day, and we can suggest games to each other and be like, hey, I want to check this out. And there will be someone out of the group of people that's like, oh, I'll check it out with you. Or there'll be a group of us that's like, well, we've never played this type of game before, but let's give it a try. So I mean, that's been a great, community to be a part of because it really gives you the opportunity to expand into different types of games without feeling like you're gonna be judged. Why do you want to play that? Or just for example, recently my best friend and I started playing COD with our friend Brandy and also a couple of friends, Day Day, and we, I don't really play shooting games like that anymore, but I'm like, all right, guys, taking the COD, it's not gonna be nice. So just so you know, like
Gonna see my fun side.
you can see a different side of me come out. Yeah, exactly. Yes, all the rage. But yeah, so far we've just been in boot camp though, so it's
Okay.
we've been playing the easy
It's
games.
kind of getting
Nice,
back to the
lots of
feeling,
bots.
getting back to those, spins and turns, 160 no
Yeah.
scopes,
Yeah,
160,
yeah.
360 no scopes. 160 is like
You ain't going nowhere with 160.
I just turned 160 degrees, guys.
Slow
Okay.
pan. But yeah, that's the only currently that's the only thing that I could think of in terms of community. It's just the one that I have been trying to build so desperately because I feel like we just need that. You're just the people who like just don't care. They'll play. I'll play anything. That's what I want. And just people who are just down to earth and chill and whatever. If you're playing freaking D&D, who cares?
It's your world.
Yeah,
We just living in
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
What you, Justin? But any
Oh,
communities that you just remember kind of for a specific game being a little, outstanding and embracing?
well, just going back to what I just said, Threads opened up a door for me with gaming that kind of I was on the standstill about starting a podcast, right? And it was to the point where it's like, what can I talk about? What can I do? Should I really do this? Maybe it's just a pipe dream. But I remember vividly posting a post where it was like, maybe I want to start a podcast, you know?
Yeah.
And that got a lot of attention to the point where it was like, do it, bro. Sky's the limit. Do it.
Yeah.
Can't go no wrong with it. And that's actually how me and you came about, you know? So it's just the Threads community. You know, I love Threads to death. I don't be on it as much as I was before, but met a whole lot of genuine gamers. You know, Nate T, for example. And it just yeah, that community is great. Hands down. I'm starting to see a little bot action going on now.
Yeah.
But hey, what social media platform don't have bots?
Right.
But it's still I'm still getting the same reaction and stuff from Threads that I did a year ago. So it's still authentic and genuine. But it just, like I said, it just opened my eyes up to, you know, more of gaming because I follow a certain amount of people who only talk about retro games.
Mhm.
So that's kind of a good place for me to be like, okay, well, you know, this is where I can get my, you know, my fixes for a retro game from Threads. So
Yeah.
thank you, Threads.
Thank you, Threads. Thank you,
What about
Threads.
you, Byron?
Man, a couple of games actually in particular that were, I remember the communities for that being really, really nice. I see, I've never been someone to be shy about going on to the Xbox function of looking for a group and kind of scrolling and making sure I'm really, really litigious about what I'm reading in the descriptions of who's posting. And I look at their picture and I'm like, before I, hop in their group, right? I had a couple of horror stories, but anyway. But no, a couple the games specifically were Mass Effect 3. The online community for Mass Effect 3 was really, really cool. A down to earth group of people, because Mass Effect 3 was where they first launched their um, multiplayer PvE, and they did a beta for it when they launched with the demo of the game. And so I had actually friends, one of my good friends, actually, he was invited to my wedding. Unfortunately, won't be able to come. Literally, that's how I met him, was in Mass Effect 3. We're still friends to this day. We've been playing games for a long time.
Okay.
That community was just really, really cool, down to earth, eclectic group of people. So shout out to Mass Effect 3 community, multiplayer. Another community, surprisingly, that was really, really nurturing later was also the Red Dead community.
Yeah.
Same thing. Went on to Xbox looking for a group, found a couple of friends and found some more friends. And we were playing Red Dead like every day for almost 2 years straight, me and the same group of people. It was really cool. Just, still friends with, I sold one of my friends my old Xbox. She lives in San Francisco.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm sorry, Seattle. So still friends with some of them. It's just, it's wild how sometimes you can find these little pockets within a community. If you do your diligence, look at the group and look at their picture, look at
Yeah.
their sentence structure.
I've been catfish.
And like, aggressive people will write aggressive sentences. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't usually join those things where people are like, make sure you're good in the
Yeah.
description. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go
scroll,
ahead and leave you alone.
must
Next.
know what you're doing. That kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, buddy.
Must have a mic.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can check the box that says mic required. You don't have to have must have mic all. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yo. To go off of that, right? I like how you are with Xbox, right? How you met most of your friends from Xbox. Same as I. And I'm grateful for Xbox for that. But, sometimes they can be a little toxic. But
if you just go into a COD lobby, we're like, hey guys, like, what the fuck
Yeah.
you know, Papa? Don't say hi to me.
why this man so nice all of a
Yeah.
sudden?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's great, man. So you do want to mention that right now that you met more people from PlayStation, well, Xbox than you did with PlayStation, right?
Well, the only reason, well, that's only nowadays through this, I'm actually meeting more people through PlayStation just because more PlayStations are out there. Um,
Mm.
Now, actually, not true. I do need to shout out the DC Universe Online community because I bought a PlayStation 3 only to play, well, at first, to only play DC Universe Online. Because at that time, there was no MMO really on console, other than maybe a couple of things, but none of them, there was no superhero MMO on console. And I remember DC was launching and it was only going to be on PC and PlayStation. And I was like, I'm getting a PlayStation 3. I love comic books. I was like wearing my cape around the house, like, I'm buying this game. And that community was just real cool. I got into a league and I had a bunch of friends on PlayStation we were playing. And that game was just super fun. Wow.
So something I want to, Nancy, are you familiar with a lot about the PS?
No, yeah, I'm sorry. After the PS2, that was kind of my break off.
Your departure?
Everyone
Yeah,
has that
yeah,
departure time. I had that time too.
yeah, yeah. And then it went to Xbox. Yeah,
Yo, I do want to say, Nancy, the PlayStation 3 was an amazing console. It was very much
Tough time for
ahead of its
PlayStation
time.
though.
Yes, yeah, it was. It was, especially because of
Xbox
Xbox.
caught up
Yeah.
and then they fell off.
yeah, yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you know why they fell off?
Well, they fell off because of Don Matrick
Okay, say it again.
and the Connect. It was Don Matrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I love everything about the Connect. It was very
I loved it.
like I used to play it heavily with Fruit Ninja
Yeah. For me, the
on the
Connect was
360.
just the Connect was the first thing you had before Alexa. So I'd be like, Xbox, go
Mm.
home. Dude, the Connect, you could go like this and close the game with
Yeah.
your hands, and you go like that, boop, and open the game back up again. You could take your hand and pick what you wanted. Literally, I could go and boop. I had friends
It
come
was
over.
ahead of its time, man.
I'd be like, friends come over and I watch this, boop, and select Netflix. They'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
it was great.
It was a Siri before Siri.
I was like, what Xbox needs to do to make this better is they need to make it so that the camera just like comes, it's just like a little snake thing that comes out, snakes out. And if they could make it so it just snakes out of the console, it's perfect.
Yeah. But we never would see that because they talking about stop making consoles. So it's
Well, after this next generation, that's when it's going to really, because they're doing a handheld, they're doing like and also there's rumors of third-party Xboxes now. So that's a rumor, but I'm like, that'd be weird
yeah.
Yeah.
if you're able to buy like an Acer Xbox.
But that just to show you that they not really dedicating they hardware anymore.
But that
they're mostly software.
But no, exactly. That just means it's going to be more integrated into Windows.
Yeah.
And Game Pass is really what they want to put out there. So all of these things will come with, you got to get a Game Pass subscription. And stuff will still drop first on Game Pass, then come to PlayStation later.
Game Pass will keep going up in price.
I don't know. You gotta hold it for a while so that, because you especially want to get the units out there, because you can't just have Game Pass with no units out there. Even if it is going to be on TVs, even if I could just plug in my Samsung and play or my LG, you still need to have, people need to know it's out there. So
yeah, pretty much, because by you even being bold enough to say we're basically basing all our stuff on Game Pass.
Mhm.
And sometimes that kind of can affect a company, when a company just say, okay, we're going to ditch everything, just pay attention to this particular product.
Mhm.
And if something end up happening where it flops, they just get rid of it. So Xbox, Microsoft, please don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. Do not kick yourself in the butt.
It's tough. I don't think they're going to leave the game, because I don't know if they want to just leave it. I mean, if Xbox leaves, then that just leaves. I mean, somebody else will come in, right? Like Amazon will come in and be like, well, we'll start creating console now. Or
Yeah.
Apple.
Oh my gosh.
Please not.
This is sad. I wouldn't want either one of them, but
You will want Apple to make one.
no,
Before
Apple
then.
would make theirs too expensive.
Yeah.
and it would be locked to
Yeah.
the Apple ecosystem. Amazon would come out and try to make one that would still be it'd be just as competitive price, but I feel like it'd be more open if Amazon did
Yeah.
it.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
Amazon Prime box.
yeah, the Prime box, right? You get
The Prime
the
box.
the Prime Soul, Amazon Prime
Exactly.
Our
Soul.
Game Pass is Amazon Prime.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Don't give them any ideas.
Yo, that would be very stupid for them to even, I don't even think Jeff Bezos have, well, cause I think he sold that company.
He's
Sold the
not.
company.
He's just on the board. He doesn't. He's
Yeah.
not the current CEO, but he still has shares and he's still making decisions as a board member.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please don't allow that to happen, Jeff. For real. No. But I mean, I see some potential in some companies though. Like kind of going on the PC side. What you call it? I just
Linus Tech Tips makes a console.
man, I like Linus, but Linus a real douche, man. He cool. He a cool douche though.
Don't clip that out.
Yeah, no. I believe that in there.
I'm a fan of your channel, Linus. If you ever
I
want to
love
come on
Linus.
there to talk about, I'd love to come on.
Yeah, me too, Linus. Look, I can't even think of the name of this particular streaming platform that,
What,
like
Elgato?
Nvidia.
Elgato came out with a console?
No. It's by Nvidia.
NVIDIA?
Yeah, it's by them, but it's just they have a platform. They have a streaming platform for PCs or like I
They
used
have
to
a
have
launcher? They have a gaming launcher?
yeah, but it's not actually a gaming launcher.
Uh-huh.
You can play your PC games on this platform.
Yeah. I think it's called NVIDIA Shield or something like NVIDIA. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
It's something like that.
It's a
But
launcher.
I like that concept of you being able to play your
Mhm.
games from miles away, and
Yeah.
like that little handheld,
Yeah.
you're referring to about the retro.
Yeah.
I can play my PC games on that little thing, bro.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Not like natively, but it's just through streaming. That's a neat feature that I'm very grateful for. But the downside of that, you have to have excellent internet.
Yeah. Gotta have that gig internet.
And I'm tired of paying almost $200 for internet, man. Yo, I'm
You got
moving out of
Comcast?
Georgia.
You got Comcast?
No, I have AT&T.
AT&T. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I have fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're getting close to time here. Miss Nate, tell the people what you got coming up. What videos you got on deck for us here?
At this point, I'm just continuing to build up my stream. We've just been streaming consistently.
Okay.
Me and a couple friends been staying pretty consistent, so we're focusing on that.
Guys, go to Twitch, follow Nate T.
Yeah, 4
Yes.
underscores, Nate, 4 underscores. I can't say I have. I'm not focused on anything currently. I really want to just play some more Coral Island. Learn more about that story. I really like the game. The people look good. It's a lot more
Okay,
people
okay.
in there that look like us, so I'm really excited about that. So
Nice. Any more Schedule 1 videos coming out for us?
a plan. I have
Okay.
a plan. Yes, I have a plan. I just have to. I have to employ some of my friends so I can make
Okay.
this happen. But yes, yeah, I have a
Yeah.
plan.
Hey, y'all put in your applications.
Yeah,
If you guys looking to play some Schedule 1, ask Miss Nate T if she needs some help.
absolutely. Yeah.
Mr. Justin, what about you, sir? Other than being the producer supreme, anything you want people to know about on the channel?
Man, I'm just grateful to have everybody, on my corner, on my side, and want to make this as the best podcast that we can buy.
That we can buy.
Yeah, we ain't trying to buy it. It's already on, but it's just, man, I'm just seeing the support from everybody and where it came from October to now, a big leap.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time, bro.
Yeah.
And it just, I couldn't get there by myself, and I'm just grateful for the community and definitely for you two for just even giving me a shot to coming on with me every time we get on, man. Always fun times, and it just the community, man. Thank y'all so much for doing what y'all doing. Y'all doing it the best you can. But what about you, Byron?
Oh man, well, we just recorded another episode of the Odd Not Couple the other day, so that will be coming out this week. I'll be putting out some segments, hopefully tomorrow for a segment. So check out the Odd Not Couple. Don't forget we have Four Dudes Banter this Wednesday coming up. So look for some more clips coming out from that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all of us guys everywhere. Check us out. Just stay tuned. We're going to keep growing the channel, keep having fun, keep having more fun conversations like this. I think we should also start doing some reactions to trailers every now and then. Pop on for a few minutes and get some trailer reactions with whoever's available.
Let's make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Because we can do that share feature, that screen feature now, so we can spam, get those going, get some reactions out there to the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make that happen.
Oh, yeah. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This has been a Retro Pioneers Talk. We'll see you on the next one.